Hi there, friends. Well, today I'm decorating my daily dining room and entryway using items I found at Hobby Lobby's end of season sale combined with items I already had. My goal is to create a warm and inviting space for the winter season. So, whether you're starting fresh or adding a few special touches to what you already have, I hope this gives you some easy decorating ideas for your home. Okay, these are the items that I got at Hobby Lobby. This is their season end sale when everything was 90% off. I already had a couple of these same wooden snowflakes, but I went ahead and grabbed two more because, like I mentioned in my last video, I'm thinking about starting a winter decor bin that has dedicated winter decor items, not just the items that I've carried over from Christmas. So I have these that I'm going to keep out for that. I also got this. This was just one single placemat. It was the only one that they had left, but I've been eyeballing this pattern and these colors all season long. I love the deep greens, and the deep greens and browns are on my color list that I like to use for winter. Now I also got these napkin rings. There's 4 of them on there. I already took one of them loose. I just think they look very winter, not necessarily just for Christmas. So I'll be using those in here. Again, they have the dark browns and the greens and the tan colors that I like to use. Now this table here, it has a snowflake. It was in a stack of 4 of them that they had over there, but the other 3 were very white compared to this one. And I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but this is kind of a beige or cream color. And let's see. I'm not going to show you the prices necessarily. I will just say that I got everything for $10. It was just like $10 and a few cents. But anyway, this snowflake plate, it could be used either for Christmas or for winter time. I think mainly what sold me was the beige or cream color of it, and then of course the snowflake represents winter time. This was the last plate that they had like this. I would have loved to have at least a set of them, but let's see. But this was the only one that they had, and I wasn't sure how I was going to use it, but I thought that the plaid on the outside of this plate would play off of the plaid and the deep greens that I plan to use in this room. Okay, here is a little, I guess it's a card holder place or a place setting holder, and I'm just going to rip the little red bow off of there and take the top off and just use it as like a little winter house. I do have a little barn that was an ornament that I have in my bathroom right now. I'll show you that when we get into the bathroom in another video. And now these were some picks. Hold on, there we go. These are some picks. There's 4 of them here. I have already kind of fluffed them up a little bit, and I added just those 2 little green sprigs. It's funny, those are actually just a couple sprigs that fell off of my garland that I had on my mantle for Christmas. So I just stuck them in there to add a little bit of the green color and to fill it out a bit. But that is everything. Oh wait, there is one more thing. And then the last thing that I got was this little mushroom kind of dangler. It has the beads, and I just really like the dark brown and cream colors on this. This is what I'll be using to add some winter touches to my daily dining room. And now let me show you the other items that I'm going to use for my hutch. I traded out the Christmas cookbooks that I had in here before with some cookbooks that are more of the browns and creams and green colors. This, of course, is my mom's recipe box that I always have in here. I have my Magnolia Table Cookbook in the dark green color. I'm going to use these bowls. These were my mother's. I have a crock here that I've had for quite some time. I have this smaller crock that I'm hoping will play off of this crock. And of course, the cream colors kind of go with the colors of these bowls. Of course, we have to keep the dog's treat bowl. I have my teapot and another enamel container. These 3 items are always on my hutch, but I'm going to change things up a little bit. These are the flowers, some greenery, and I do have my winter pine cones from Christmas that I'm going to add in a few. Another pottery piece that I have, it's a little pitcher bowl with some cookbooks in there. This is another teapot that I got at Goodwill, $3.49, and I believe it was half price. So I'll be unwrapping that and adding it to the hutch, or to the room actually. And then of course I have my oats, pinto beans, and rice that I usually have there. I'm not going to make huge drastic changes in here. The main thing is just to get it clean and get it reset for the next month or so. I will be decorating for Valentine's Day, but that won't be in for another couple of weeks. So I just want to get some things in here to ground the room and make it feel more homey and put together. Now over here in this corner, I have already done this corner shelf. Don't pay any attention. I have my placemats and napkins over there. I just had to remove them from the table so that I could show you everything that I'm going to be using. But over here, all that I have on the top is just my little wooden basket with some green in there. I'm not going to add anything else. I'm keeping it simple. On the second shelf, all I've done here is change out my cookbooks. For Christmas, I had some red ones there to represent Christmas. And now I've just gone through and picked out some that fall into my brown and green color palette. So, and here I just added my little wicker chicken on top. And that's all I'm doing on that shelf. On the next one, these are some bowls that I had left over. I just stacked these here. I had some little fake eggs and I put a couple under here just so I could elevate these and make them stack better. And then I just threw this little galvanized cream colored flower arrangement in there. These were here before. I didn't move them, and I just added the little house back there to fill in that space. Now on this last shelf, well, yeah, this was already here. I just added this little antique jar that has some corn in it, popcorn actually. And then again, I just threw a little fake egg under there to prop this green bowl up. And I have that there. This doesn't belong here. I just stuck it there out of the way. It was a little glass votive cup that I used to use to hold my pens in. But somehow it ended up on that shelf. And then down here, I just have my picnic basket and my little rocking chair. That was an ornament from Hobby Lobby. And another crock. This blue bowl, whenever you stand up, you can't even see that that's there. It was in this stack of bowls, and I just kind of hid it under there for now. But that is this corner. Okay, now it's time to focus on the hutch. And before I start decorating, I really need to get it wiped down good from the top to the bottom because I had a ton of glitter items on here, and all of y'all know if you decorate for Christmas, there's all kinds of things that are left behind when you take down that decor. So I'm going to take a few minutes and get this shined up and ready to go. Okay, now to get started, I have these 3 rings. I actually purchased these from Dollar General. It was at one of their end of season sales. I actually have 4 of them that I use around the house, and I love these. They're like little candle rings or miniature wreaths. You can use them 1,000,001 different ways. And today I'm going to be using them on top. I thought they would be really cute to set these bowls on. Two of these bowls belong to my mother, and I found a third one with almost the exact pattern. The only difference is if you look around the rim, 2 of those that have the notches were my mom's, and then the third one that I found at the estate sale did not. Now I'm adding these candlesticks. These were actually a DIY project using Dollar Tree items, but this is the finished look, and I'm debating on whether to leave the candlesticks or not, but we'll come back to that later. Now here on this top shelf, I'm going to go ahead and place my Magnolia Table cookbook. This is actually the only shelf on this hutch that it will fit. So I'll put it there, and then I'm just going to add my enameled items. These 2 we use every day. We keep different flavored dog treats in them for our little dog named Merle. He's a little Yorkie. Let me know in the comments, do you have a little fur baby at home? And is it a dog, a cat, chickens? What kind of pets do you enjoy? Okay, so on the top shelf, I've incorporated 2 new items, the Magnolia Cookbook and our winter plate from Hobby Lobby. Now, I'm just going to make a few adjustments to this little house. I'm going to rip the top little prong off and the red ribbon, and now I think it's perfect for winter time. I'm going to place it right here in front of the plate, and I just feel like everything needs a little touch of greenery. So that's what I'm going to put right there. So nice and simple, still usable items, and I think that's all I'm going to do to the top shelf. Now moving on to the middle shelf, and I took the little votive cup. I'm going to place it down in the bowl behind the cookbooks to help them stand up straighter. That looks so much better, and honestly, that's probably how the little votive ended up in this room to start with. Now, I always like to keep a little tea towel or a napkin, just some kind of color or pattern in this bowl. So this is where I'm going to place our little green placemat. I like these cloth placemats because they can be used as placemats or they're very easy to decorate with. Now, on the other end of the shelf is where I'm going to place my cookbooks. When I have one cookbook that sticks out further than the others, I like to pull them all out so that they're even. I think it just looks a lot more pleasing to the eye that way. Now in the middle, we'll just add our other little plate, this little crock, and that does it for that shelf. Nice and simple. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put my beans, rice, and oatmeal back on the bottom. This is the same place that I had them before, but until I can think up something different, I'm just going to put them right back where they were. Before we move on, I forgot one very important piece, and that is my mom's recipe box. I'm going to place it and this little red cardinal on the shelf with the cookbooks. And then just a few final touches using the frosted pine cones. And here's the completed look. If you're new here, I'm Luann, and on this channel you'll find plenty of cleaning, decorating, home management tips and strategies, and other homemaking inspiration. If that sounds good, I hope that you'll subscribe and join our heart-filled community of friends. Okay, now that the hutch is completed, we're going to concentrate on this little cornered lamp stand. And these are the items that I have in mind for it. I'm going to use the little teapot that I got at Goodwill. I just need to get the tape off of it and get it cleaned up a little bit before we use it. I absolutely love shopping at thrift stores and Goodwill, estate sales, and garage sales. How do y'all feel about all of that? Is that one of your favorite things to do, or would you rather buy your items new? For me, I feel like it's a treasure hunt. This little angel votive holder that I'm showing here is something else that belonged to my mother, and I just love these little battery operated votive candles. You can light them up and you don't have to worry about burning your house down.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever so I can hold you in my arms.
Okay, that's all that I'm going to do here. I'm keeping it nice and simple. And this is a look at this end of the room. I think everything turned out great.
Until my heart gives...
Now we're going to move over to the mirrored pegboard. Now I don't make a whole lot of changes here. I hope to get more creative as time goes by, and maybe y'all can give me some ideas of different items that I can hang here. But for now, I'm just going to put my apron back, my little sign, and I think this is a perfect place to work in those brown mushrooms. I'm just going to wrap them around the greenery that I have here and call it good. Okay, well that only leaves one more place to decorate in this room, and that's going to be the table. But before I start decorating, it looks like it needs a little attention. Okay, I'm going to go back to my base layer that I usually keep here, and that is my neutral wicker placemats and my white pitcher in the middle, along with these neutral napkins and the galvanized rings. Now I'm going to replace the rings with my new pine cone napkin rings to add the winter touches to the table. I love using these neutral placemats and neutral colors from fall through the winter season. In the spring and summer, I like to add more colors, but for now, I can really change the look of the room just by changing the color of the napkins, the flower arrangement in the middle, or the napkin rings like we're doing today. Okay, this is the overall look of the room. I may go back. I think I have the perfect idea of what we can put in this picture in the middle. I have some greenery that I used at Christmas time that I think will go perfect. Okay, before we move on, I want to give you a reminder of what this looked like at Christmas time, and then what it looks like now. That's some big changes. Okay, now I did have to steal the vase out of the middle of my formal dining room. So what I'm showing you here, if you watched my fall decorating series, this may look familiar to you. I just removed the pumpkins, and I'm going to put this in the middle of my formal dining room table to complete that look. This is all the decorating that I'm doing in here, and I think it looks perfect. This is where I'm going to use the other sale item from Hobby Lobby, these pine cone picks. I'm just going to place them in my existing crock that I had here. And I think this would be the perfect place to use those wooden snowflakes. It goes well with the picture frame that I have there with the winter scenery. And that's all that I'm going to do here. It's nice and simple, but still gives all the cozy winter vibes. Okay, so I made my way into the attic and brought out this greenery with the little pine cones on it from my Christmas decor. I actually got this last year, but I didn't use it this year. So I may go ahead and add this to my new winter decor bin. And I am so glad that I took the time to declutter all of my Christmas decor after Christmas this year. I was able to go straight to the bin and pull out exactly what I needed without having to dig through tons of different boxes. So if you're interested in getting some motivation for decluttering, be sure to check that out. I'll link it down below in the comments section so that it'll be easy for you to find. But I think it ties in perfectly with these napkin rings that I have on the table. And since they're both from Hobby Lobby, they're probably intended to go together. But I really like how that looks now. Now let's take a look at the changes I made on the hutch. Let me know in the comments if you were able to spot the changes immediately or if I had to point them out to you. It was a very simple swap. First, I put the green plate up here and the light colored plate down here. The reason why I did that is because it was too much of the white on the top and too much color on the second shelf. So I feel by just swapping those plates, it balanced it out a little better. And another change that I made is I just switched the teapot and this little enameled bin. I had them the other way, but when we would go to get the dog treats, the handle of this teapot was always in the way. So I swapped those. Not a huge change, but I really do think that the plates made a difference in balancing out the green color, because we've got kind of the triangle thing going with the book, the plate, the whatever, the napkin, and then of course we have the book, but I think that looks a lot better. So I really like that simple change. Now I still have the two candlesticks on top. I'm gonna wait for your advice on what to do about that. Should they stay or should they go? As we decorate and prepare our homes for the season, let's remember that it's not just about making things beautiful. It's about creating spaces where love, joy, and sweet memories can thrive. So embrace the little moments, find joy in the process, and know that the love you pour into your homemaking makes a lasting impact. Thanks for being here, friends. Here's a link to my last video in case you missed it. I look so forward to hearing from you in the comments. And until next time, stay cozy, stay inspired, and keep creating a space filled with love. See you next time. Bye.